This video is about customer database software called Amphis Customer. So here's Amphis Customer, and this is the appointments view, and I'm looking at appointments for everyone in our company. So I can see we've got an appointment there on the 5th of March, and I can double click any of these to see more information. So this is a site visit about a new quote for a shed, and it's assigned to Ted, for example. Now if I just wanted to see appointments for Jane, I can just select Jane, and this is what Jane would do to see her appointments, and I can see there's an appointment there for her to go and see A1 Electrics, for example. So that's the appointments view. Now let's imagine that a lady phones up and she says, "It's Mrs. Smith from Oxford." So what do I do? Because we might have hundreds of customer records in here. Well, first of all, I can do a search, so I can type in Smith, just press return, and these are all our customer records with the last name of Smith, and there's quite a few. And she said she was from Oxford, so I can type Oxford in here, just press return. That narrows it down a bit, and I can ask her address, and if she says Bath Road, then this will be her. Now I can just double click on this record or click View Edit Customer to see the customer record. Now on here I can see first of all that she spent some money with us, she doesn't owe us anything. I can see some notes here that she wants to extend her house, maybe that's what she's calling about. Her house is directly opposite the filling station. If I go to the customer history, I can see everything that we've done. So there was a telephone call, there was an appointment site visit for quoting for fixing a garden wall. We quoted her for it. There was an appointment for a job to fix the garden wall. I can see we've invoiced, we've received payment. So that's all the customer history for her. And we can see that in a jobs view, and the job being fixed garden wall. So this is another view of the customer history arranged by job. And I can see on the customer account tab that we invoiced her back in February, she's paid up, and again she owes us nothing. And we have a custom tab where we can store any custom information which we'd like to store. So when she phones, we've got all the information we need here to answer her query. Now we have a today view which shows what's important to us today. So for example, we have callback reminders here to call Julie Jenkins to arrange an appointment for a site visit. We have some quotes, a quote to create, we have some invoices that are due, we have tasks and appointments for this week. Again, this is showing for everyone. If we just wanted to see what Fred is doing this week, which again he might do to see what he's got planned for today or for this week. So he's got a callback reminder here to call Julie Jenkins. And if he just right clicks on this and selects View Edit Customer, you can view the customer history. And you can see that we quoted her back in January to fix the leaking roof, and we quoted her again in March for a new conservatory, and there's been a phone call and she'd like to discuss the quote. So imagine that Fred now phones Mrs. Jenkins and they arrange an appointment. So what he would then do is create an appointment in here, and if he just clicks on View Appointments, he can see the dates that are free, and there's no appointments on the 4th of March, so he can select that date, and he can just type in site visit to discuss quote. Again, link it to the new conservatory job, and can be assigned to Fred. So it creates the appointment in the history, and then if we go back to the appointments view here, we can now see there's an appointment in here, and if we just look at Fred's appointments, there's his appointment. Now I'm going to double click this, and from here I can go straight to the customer record, straight to customer history. And one thing we might like to do is send an appointment reminder, which if you just right click on the appointment, you can create an appointment reminder letter, email or SMS. Now if after we discuss this quote we go ahead and do the job, we can we've already got the job created in here for New Conservatory, and if we go and look at that job, we could then assign the job perhaps to our engineers, Jane and Ted. We could enter some information in here about the job, set the budget, and because the job is at the customer's address, we can click Get Address to fill in the address details. So if we just say the job description was to fit a new conservatory, what we can do is we can display a job sheet for this, which is just created in Microsoft Word, and it shows all the details of the job, start and end date for the job, the engineers it's assigned to, the customer details and the address, and then we could store things like site contact, description, actions taken, and we can give a copy of this to the engineers. Now, having done the job, back on our customer history, we can create an invoice for the job, and the easy way to do that is to just click on the quote and click Invoice from Quote. And we can select a template, so if I use the formal template, and there was a typo there, so I'll just fix that. So, New Conservatory, this is the price we quoted. So if I just fill in a bit of detail there, we can just click Next. If the price is the same as we quoted for, this is again linked to the job, linked to the salesperson, which was Lisa. We can just click Next, and it goes off and creates the invoice in Microsoft Word with all the details filled in, and we can print that off with an address label and post it to her, or we can email this quote as a Word document or as a PDF straight to the customer. So this has been a quick overview of Amphis Customer database software.